Right. We have Maurice Ibe. He's an oil consultant joining us on News Night tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. It's good to see you again.
Nice to see you.
I wonder how interesting it is to you to hear from those Nigerians who seem to say, look, it's time for us to make a sacrifice.
Yeah.
We really cannot do without, just doing away with this whole, fuel subsidy thing. But it seems the new president may have gotten the timing wrong. Is that what is at the bottom of this?
I think the timing was very wrong. We all who are players in the industry unanimously agree that subsidy must go. It's not a question of whether it will go or not go. It must go because we need to remove subsidy to free up resources for infrastructure development and for the other areas of the economy.
But it must be underscored, sorry to cut in there, that the president did not say, look, fuel subsidy from now is gone. He only just said we can't run away from the fact that it has to go.
I'm committed. The words of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, or any president for that matter, carries a lot of weight. In any country in the world, when the president authors a word, it shakes up the stock markets, the economy, every aspect of the people's lives are affected. So you deliver such a powerful statement at the beginning of the presidency, it's naturally expected to have ripple effects all over the country. I think the president should not have made such a heavy-duty statement on day one. We all already knew, we're expecting removal of subsidy to come into place sooner or later, but there had to be a framework. There had to be engagement of all the major stakeholders. You needed to reach out. You needed to have some level of public education and public awareness. Some things needed to be put in place before you even begin to make such a heavy announcement on your first day of the presidency.
You have a point there because, but again, sometimes I also want to recall deja vu. We've had this before. President Jonathan did that in 2011, leading up to the New Year speech in 2012 that finally took off subsidy. So the people, even some who were still players at this point in time, kicked. So when you say the timing is wrong, perhaps paint us a picture of what could be a better time.
Okay, if you go back to the President Jonathan's time, again, it was part of the problem. There was no active public engagement with all the major stakeholders.
No, sorry to cut you there. I don't think that wasn't, because he did all that. Because I recall I was in the thick of things then, and they had a lot of fora in Lagos, different places. We had the CBN governor, the economy team.
Yes, when I mean engagement, it's not just about talking. There are certain things that needed to be put in place. If those things are not put in place, no matter the type of engagement you do, it's not going to work. We have a situation.
Should have been in place right now.
First and foremost, we are talking about the coming on stream of Dangote refinery, which I think will have been a major plus for this administration. Unfortunately, it hasn't come on stream yet. It hasn't started producing. If the government had just bought itself a little bit of time, as you're engaging with the public, you're waiting to time it with the fully coming on stream of the Dangote refinery, while you're also firing for your other refineries to come on stream, while at the same time putting in place some of these palliatives that will have needed to cushion the effects of the removal of the subsidy. You might have had a better reaction. But as soon as the president made that pronouncement, hell broke loose. People are sleeping in filling stations. A policy must have a human head, a human face. You can't implement a policy without thinking the adverse effects of the generality of Nigerians.
But the policy is not in place yet. The people themselves are saying, look, this is a reality that's staring us in the face, that subsidy has to go. But Ipman, for example, is opposing the plan to enforce, subsidy removal. The marketers, they've gone ahead, cashing in on this whole situation. So shouldn't somebody be punished already as a deterrent in a way that shows that, look, there's a new sheriff in town?
If you recall my last discussion on this program,
Right.
I talked about the intervention of the regulatory agencies. I stated it very clearly, and I said it over and over again, that unless the regulatory authorities are able, willing to come down hard on those who are gouging the general public, those who are hoarding these products, like you said, the policy hasn't even taken effect. The president just made a pronouncement, and suddenly people are hoarding the product, people are gouging the public, people are...
I don't think it's nice and a word for us to say people, but I thought that these are members of IPMAN. IPMAN,
yes.
you should say IPMAN is hoarding. IPMAN didn't buy the product in any way or form other than old stock that suddenly overnight they jack up the price.
It doesn't matter who it is. What is wrong?
No, it does. It does.
No, what I'm
because
saying,
you consult for it, man.
What I'm
and
saying,
if you're before me,
if my members,
matter.
what I'm saying is that it doesn't matter whether it's my members or not my members. What I'm trying to put to you is that whoever it is, if you're doing the wrong thing, is wrong. Whether you're a member of IPMAN or whether you're not a member of IPMAN. What I'm trying to say is that whether you're a member of IPMAN or not, if the regulatory agencies are doing what they're supposed to do, whether you're a man member or not a man member, my members, we can't defend criminality. We can't defend illegality. We are a legal organization. So our job is to protect our members also, and also the public, the consuming public. They have a stake.
Would you say this is a criminality that's being perpetuated right now by the marketers, by the
whoever is engaging in this act? It borders on criminality, because you bought these products at a particular price. It's not like you bought it at such a high price. You bought this product at a particular price. There is a price set that you should sell to the general public. So if you're going against that, then something is wrong.
Let's not forget some of the key points you've actually given for free to the government, to the Tinubu government, talking about waiting for the Dangote refinery, and also specifically, most importantly, fix at least some of the moribund refineries. So what more can IPMAN, offer by way of making this? Because we saw people in Edo State and a few other respondents we spoke to, they're not totally against the removal of subsidy. They're talking about timing, just as you've highlighted, and they're also talking about some other things that should come before the removal. So are there other things, apart from waiting on fixing our refineries and Dangote refinery bringing its first product by June, July?
I think the most critical thing is to be sure that these products, the PMS, are available to most of my members across the country. That's one. And make sure that the regulatory authorities are regulating. They are watching who is selling, who is hoarding, to be sure that every filling station in the country that has these products are dispensing to the general public. You can't do that. I had advocated initially, a couple of months ago, a joint task force between the independent petroleum marketers and the midstream, downstream regulatory authority, so that a task force that has a combination of all the major stakeholders can be strategically deployed across the country to be sure that no member of either IPMAN or any other organization is taking advantage of the general public. These are some of the things that needed to be done first, or put in place first, before such a policy pronouncement is made. And if you have this on the ground, what you're seeing today in Abuja and across the country, believe me, you won't have it. Because
okay, so let's even say when the fullness of time comes for the fuel subsidy to be removed, should it be done in one fell swoop, or should it be phased? I mean, what would be your recommendation? And look, the president has said this whole subsidy removal thing is not with immediate effect. What has the damage been done already?
The damage has been done, very frankly. It shouldn't be done in one fell swoop. That's the reason why the former government was seeking to access $800 million to deploy certain palliatives before the subsidy removal kicks in. That was the reason for that. So why would you be seeking for the palliatives? You don't have it. You haven't done the reasons why or the things why the palliatives were being sought, and you are making such a major pronouncement. I don't think any reasonable Nigerian who understands the damage fuel subsidy is doing to this economy will oppose the removal of fuel subsidy. I think it's just our fixation is the process. And if we can get the process right, again, engage the major stakeholders, carry them along, everybody plays its role, Nigerians will be better off for it.
Well, it looks like a fine place for us to leave it, Dr. Maurice
Ibe,
Ibe.
oil consultant.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.